Hello again, I am Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creator Team Career here on the PC with Cadillac. Tonight it's round 6 of Season 3 and we're heading to Marina Bay for the Singapore Grand Prix. We are ready to jump pretty much straight in, but we are going to take a look at car performance against the rest of the grid today. It has been a little while since we've done this, at least in game anyway, so let's just quickly deal with our inbox. Going to be warm, no rain expected. Let's just remind ourselves of the current championship standings. There you see Lando leads Max by 6 points. Oscar just a further point behind. So we have 3 drivers very, very close to each other. Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship opening up a little bit of a lead. They are 31 points clear of Mercedes, and Ferrari are 39 points further back. We are currently in 5th place on 54 points. Hamilton currently in 6th in the driver's standings. Hadjar down in 12th, 19 points so far this season. Not a bad little haul, but the vast majority of that is his 2nd place at Jeddah. So he's only picked up 1 other point since then, unfortunately. Hopefully we can get some more out of Isaac as the season progresses. Let's then dive into the car analysis. So, who is the best team? We think it's the Red Bull, but only just. They do have very good downforce. Not the greatest in acceleration or DRS. Who else could be right up there? Let's start with Ferrari. Ferrari do look like they have improved a little bit from the beginning of the season, but they are still lagging behind a little bit. Middle of the pack in terms of speed and acceleration, middle of the pack in terms of medium and high speed and dirty air tolerance as well. So they've got a couple of things that are going well for them. Yeah, they're very strong in the low speed, they're really good in their tyres. DRS is pretty good. Let's take a look at the McLaren. McLaren's car still not great. Nice acceleration. A couple of things that are sort of mid-pack, like their speed and their tyre wear, and then they're in the lower half to the very bottom of the grid with downforce and DRS. So yeah, it's still not a great car there for them. Mercedes, they are not quite as good as the Red Bull across the board, really. Nissan have got a pretty bad car, although we still clearly have the worst car. We'll do a comparison against Nissan in terms of actual points in a moment. BMW Williams, they've got some decent pace. They are lacking a bit in the downforce. Haas have a very fast car, let down by its acceleration, and then terrible low speed, but pretty decent in the other areas of downforce, and very good on their tyres. Maserati, very strong in the downforce, as you can see, very strong in DRS, let down by their speed and acceleration, kind of mid-pack. Cooling is not up to much either. Audi have a decent car, mid-pack in their speed, and then getting stronger as you move through the layers of downforce until they hit dirty air. Dirty air lets them down a bit as well. Aston have a very strong car, very, very quick, good in acceleration, is the best in acceleration actually, very good DRS, very good low speed. Their medium speed downforce though is terrible compared to everything else, and then best in cooling as well in both classes of cooling. So Aston, very, very strong. And then there is us, which is not good. So Nissan is clearly the car that is closest to us by the look of those sort of rankings. Let's see what that actually translates into. So we are down 1.5 kilometers an hour, down a fair bit in the acceleration. DRS, we're down about 5%, almost exactly 5% actually, 4.98%. We are up. No, wait, we're looking at the wrong car. We are down in the low speed, medium speed, and we're actually not too bad. Well, it's still not great, but not too bad in the high speed. Dirty air tolerance, we're about 4.5% behind there. It's higher wear, despite our brand new suspension, which has just given us nearly 5% tyre wear performance. We're still lagging behind by about 5%, and we're down 10% in engine cooling. So a lot of work to do to catch up to the field, but we do have a world-class driver, which is helping immensely in getting some results. Right, I want to have a quick look at what Isaac's training is on at the moment. On wet track. Yeah, we're going to leave him on that. Evening, Daniel. Evening, Victor. Good to see you guys. Hello to everyone else who's lurking in the chat as well. I think we are pretty much ready to jump to Singapore. Just want to have one quick look at my facilities. Evening, Dino. So yeah, these are both going to need a refurb. I would dearly love to get this up as well, but we can't afford 8 mil on that. Not at the moment, anyway. Alright, so targets then. 18th or higher for both. I think Hadjar has enough skill to be able to get himself up into the top 18. And let's see how we get on in Singapore.
Our Formula One season continues here, in the Republic of Singapore. The Marina Bay Street Circuit is lit up and ready for action, looking like some sort of scene from a science fiction movie. But the competition is real, and nothing else can deliver quite like Formula One.
RedBull have outscored their rivals to be at the top of the constructors' table right now. And as round 18 gets underway, there isn't much time left for teams to make progress.
It's shaping up to be a great weekend, so don't go anywhere.
I could run the rookies again today, but I'm actually going to give our main drivers the seat tonight. I don't want to keep dropping them too much, especially not Hadjar, because if they're constantly missing free practice one, it will affect their mentality a little bit. So I'd rather not just keep hammering home all of those junior drives. Right, I need to swap out some parts for both cars. Older engine in for Hamilton. And nope, that's the wrong engine. Go. ERS and gearbox are as they were, and we need to change the engine onto Isaac's car as well. There we go. Alright, that was all we needed to do there. Run plan for Singapore. If we want to do 2 separate runs, it's normally 18 laps. 18 laps, I think. Used to be 17, and then they took the chicane out. Now it's 18 laps. So if we want to run the entire session, which we don't, then we want to run double plus a couple. But we're going to run for 30 laps. I think that should be good enough. We do need to learn the last little bit of the older spec. but we do have a brand new spec suspension to learn. So that stays on the car, but we will take the wings off and the side pods, so we can just learn those last little bits of those cars. We'll only take them off Isaac. Don't need to mess around with Hamilton's car as well, because we are pretty close on car knowledge now, I think. At least on those parts. Evening, Mike. So let's put 30 laps of fuel in for Hamilton as well. And we've got 3 sessions with Isaac that we can run those older parts as well. Right, setup time. So Marina Bay is pretty high downforce. Rear wing's going to be probably around 15 and a half. We'll start with a 15 and a half. We're going to be looking at around a 7 or so on the front wing, maybe a touch more, maybe a bit less. I mean, this could go all the way up, theoretically, all the way up to like a 9, but it's going to be between a 7 and 8, I think, is the main kind of range we're looking at. We're looking at a 9.1 for this setup, with that really low and that really high. And we'll make some changes for the other car, so we won't go quite as extreme. Let's go with a 7, a 15.5. We'll go with an 8.2 on this one. And then we'll bring this in just a little bit. So we'll go to there and we'll push that all the way up. And with that, we are ready to hit the track.
Green light.
Dino is once again back in the car. Who was that? It was DeAngelis or something, wasn't it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, DeAngelis, Pietro DeAngelis. Who else have we got rookie-wise? We got Nagel in at Mercedes. O'Brien in at Toyota Haas. That's it.
And if possible, some full
Not
throttle
many
will
rookies
help
at all
for
today.
tire
Just three rookies other than ours. Well, in fact, no, we're not running any rookies either, are we? So just 3 rookies in total. O'Brien, Nagel, and DeAngelis today. And let's speed them up.
My tires.
We need to work on the tires, keep the temperature on the tires.
We have some interesting F1 news. 2027 will see the return of Portimao to the F1 calendar. That is a circuit that has been designated as a replacement for Zandvoort, which leaves the calendar at the end of 2026. 2026 will be the final Dutch Grand Prix. And there will be a sprint Grand Prix at that circuit this year as well, or next year.
Yeah, okay.
As part of the send-off of that circuit, they are cancelling or not renewing as a result of high costs, I think was the official explanation. They couldn't afford to keep running the event and make a decent profit. Feedback. Oh, it's not great. 61%. That's really not great at all. We'll continue the run, and we'll make some changes at half time. Well, when the run is done. But yeah, Portimao was used for the first time during the pandemic years, 2020 and 2021, and then hasn't come back since. And I really like that circuit as a traditional racing circuit because it has that little bit of everything. It's got sweeping corners, it's got quick changes of direction, it's got some tricky braking zones, it's got elevation change, and a really long overtaking straight as well down the main straight. I really like the Portimao circuit, so I'm really pleased to see that coming back. Don't know how long that's going to stay on the calendar. We know that we've got the Madrid circuit appearing next season. That is the Madrid circuit, the street circuit. And from 2027 or 2028, I forget which, Spa is going to go into a rotation where it'll host every other year. No circuit has been announced to fill the opposite on that one. So maybe that will become Barcelona. Barcelona's contract expires at the end of 2026. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to Barcelona. We may yet get another circuit in 2027 that's new as well, or new to the calendar. Time will tell, I suppose. Pino says, happy to see it back, not another street circuit, not another Tilkedrome, and just a good circuit in general. Yeah, the only concern I have about Portimao is that overtaking might be tricky. I mean, with the current generation of cars, I think Portimao would not necessarily be a particularly exciting race.
Yep.
But with the new gen, who knows? I think the new gen potentially could actually make that a pretty good race. So we'll have to see how the regulations actually fare once they are, running in anger, I suppose, next season. 89% setup satisfaction now for Hamilton after his run is completed, or his feedback run is completed. That's a good start. I would still love to see Sepang come back. The Malaysian Grand Prix was a really, really good circuit. I would still love to see that come back on the calendar. Evening, Clark. I mean, there is talk of a potential street circuit in Thailand being put forward. I don't think we need any more street circuits. We're in danger of the grid becoming, or the calendar becoming, more street circuits than actual proper race circuits. And we still don't have a race in South Africa, or Africa in general. And yet we have 3 in the Middle East. We have 3 in America. Technically, I suppose, if you count Canada and Mexico and Brazil across the Americas, that's 6. I would just like to see more traditional racing circuits on the calendar, whether they are old circuits or new circuits that are built but conform to a traditional style of circuit. I think we've got enough street circuits. I mean, let's see. We've got Jeddah, technically, is a street circuit. I mean, it's purpose built. It's not actually used by traffic as far as I can tell, but it is designed to be a street circuit. We've got Baku, we've got Monaco, we've got Singapore, we've got Madrid coming in. What else are we missing? I'm sure we're missing something. Alright, so that needs to go at least to there. Need to find 11%. So that on its own is not enough. Let's try upping the front wing to an 8 so that we can get a little bit of movement here at the bottom there. Let's bring this up. Actually, no, let's not bring that up. Let's push that up. To push that back towards that. I might actually need to maybe... Yeah, let's try that. Let's see how that works. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, wow, way off. Okay, so we're looking at least a 6.4. I don't think we'll go any worse than that. Gonna need a little bit less on the wing. Gonna need to up that as well. Let's go to an 8 on the front and try there. We can always increase that a little bit more if we need to. We might need to, actually. That's got to go back to there. I don't think we can go unless we were to push that even further that way. I don't really want to go past 6.4, but we might need a 5.5, potentially. What would that look like? I'm not convinced. But I'm also not sure how I can get everything else where I need it to be. It could possibly be higher than that, could it? I don't think that's a big enough gap. That might be too big in one direction. Let me bring this all the way up. Drop that back a little bit. Take that back to a 5.5. I'm happier with that. I'm still not happy, but I'm happier with that. Evening, I am person. It's cheaper for you as an American to go to one of the European races than anything in the United States. Really? Yeah, well, I'm surprised by that. Evening, Adrian. In terms of what? In terms of what? Flights or accommodation or ticket prices? Or I mean, don't forget you've got to factor in currency conversion as well. spending funds outside of the Grand Prix itself. Really? Cheaper to go outside of the States? I'm surprised. I'm not doubting you when you say that. It surprises me. All right, we are done with first practice. Stroll has that penalty, as does Mick Schumacher. They will be applied at the end of qualifying. Let's get ourselves ready for FP2.
So now we have green light.
Into FP2. We put a little bit less fuel in the car this time, just 20 laps, and we might not even do the full 20. Based on how this feedback goes, we might call them in straight away if the feedback's terrible.
Reminder for brake temperature.
Yeah, copy. Understood.
I'm trying to think if there are any other street circuits we're missing. We're losing yet another traditional race circuit at the end of next season. Imola will be removed from the calendar at the end of 2026. That's what the Madring is replacing.
Anything we can help you with? Copy that.
Oh, Vegas, that's another street circuit. No, I can't believe I forgot Vegas. We have feedback from Isaac. Let's have a look. His car was way off, and it's now much closer, 94%. All right, we'll let him run to the end of the session, I think, or to the end of his scheduled run of 20 laps. We'll wait a little bit longer for Lewis. Technically, Albert Park, that's a street circuit as well. Canada is technically a street circuit as well. There we go, 100% with Hamilton, although Canada does have that real history. It is kind of a hybrid in some respect. It's not a full race circuit, but it is treated like a full race circuit. There are runoff areas. It's not walls right up against the track the entire way round. It's an interesting kind of mix, that one. But I do long for the days when we have more traditional circuits. Like I said, I would love to see Sepang back on the grid. That was a great circuit. That was Tilker at his finest, I think, that one there. You do see elements of Sepang all through Shanghai. Could extend Hamilton a little bit, potentially. Let's see, driver prep. Well, I suppose we'll find out when we get back in the garage. Still have one more session to go as well.
Speed limiter on and speed limiter on. And stop on the marks.
Hachai is going to need to run.
Watch your speed in the pit lane.
Well, no, he's not going to need to run a little bit longer, is he? Because we can swap out those older parts and put the same spec back onto his car again as Hamilton. We might even have learnt those parts by now. We'll check at the end of the next session, at the end of this session. There we go, a 100% setup for Lewis. He is fully prepped. Very nice. We do still need to finish learning the suspension, though. We'll send him out for a short run in the next session, I suppose. Help with that. Here comes Isaac. He is 6% away. It's not close, is it? There's nothing that is obvious into which direction it needs to go. Let's try upping the front wing. It's a quick and easy change that will get him back out on track again. Because all we're doing is reconfiguring the front wing. That takes seconds rather than minutes. There we go. Hamilton's done for this session. And we'll send Isaac back out. We're getting some last-minute changes to the regulations for next season as well. We're now going to have a rebranding of things like X mode and Z mode, or Z mode if you're an American. It's all just going to become active aero. And they're introducing like a halfway mode as well. Teams were concerned that running into safety cars or in wet weather where active aero would be completely disabled and the wings would be locked in their high downforce position at both front and back would lead to excessive wearing of the plank and result in potential disqualifications like we saw with Ferrari in China this year and more recently with
Any comments though?
the double disqualification for McLaren. Ooh, we're optimal. Oh, look at that. That wing change there. That was it. That was all we needed. We've nailed it. Beautiful stuff. Let's call him in. So they're introducing like a half mode that can be run in certain conditions where the rear wing will stay closed but the front wing will open so that it's not pushing the front of the car down too much. I'm not entirely sure exactly what conditions will be triggered for that. I think potentially maybe It'll be designated for certain areas. I know that they do need to go through and figure out exactly where, active aero can be switched on and off. For each circuit, in terms of which straights are going to be safe, which corners are going to be safe for that. Around here, for example, that would definitely be safe, but it would not be safe through here. Any fast little flicks could potentially be too dangerous as well for full deployment of the active aero. Cars might just go straight on instead of being able to turn. COTA is probably the most affordable race to use as an American, but race weekend lines up with college football. Prices usually double or triple in that area. Yeah, that's when you get surge pricing, that's the worst, isn't it? All right, one run, 15 laps, soft tyres for both cars. And let's send them out. And this is just to continue working on car part knowledge more than anything else. So both fully prepped
4,
now.
3, 2, 1. Green light.
We just need to find that a little bit more on the old chassis, side pod and rear wing. And we definitely need to continue learning the new suspension. There you can see 91%. Hamilton running just the new suspension. We've got to
Reminder
do
full
that.
brake
So let's
temperature.
do that.
Oh, okay.
Take care of the tires.
Hadjar
We
running
need to do full
the old
management
parts
of this
and the
set.
new suspension, so he's at 85% car part knowledge. So he's only 6%
Start button
behind
on, please.
across all three of those older parts.
Energies are good.
Yep.
So they're almost done.
Okay.
How did I get on in last night's race? We got points with Lewis. Hadjar finished upper midfield. The car came alive a little bit towards the end of the Grand Prix. There were some late pit stops that helped us as well. But yeah, 9th place for Lewis last night. Could potentially have been more, but an uncharacteristic lockup lost him 3 places while we were actually running in 9th, and we had to work our way back up to that. There we go. Short runs complete. Difference between the two cars in terms of car part knowledge now just 5%, so we're getting even closer to completely learning the old parts, to the point where we can probably not bother running them now. So we'll not bother putting those back on unless we absolutely have to, if we break something and we can't replace it with a like-for-like spec part. I wonder if we'll ever go back to France or Germany for a Grand Prix. Part of me does still miss the old Hockenheim ring when it used to blast off through the Black Forest. But I understand why they changed it. I mean, it was just a nightmare for safety, getting getting medical responses and stuff out that far. And of course, for the spectators, you know, they saw very little of the actual race. You had the little bit of stadium stuff at the end of the circuit, and then the cars just disappeared for for over a minute. So I can understand why they made some changes. Chop the circuit in half. And cut in on itself. Speaking of old school stuff, though, there is a game that I've suddenly come to my attention that I've earmarked. It is... Oh, what was it called? Let me quickly open up Steam and check. I put it on my wish list last night. It's an old school style simulator with keyboard controls in the manner of sort of like Microprose F1 from the 80s and early 90s. Grand Pro Circuits. It's not available yet. No release date has been announced yet. But it's a one-man passion project. One man has built that game as it is so far. There are a couple of little videos on the Steam page. I don't know if it's ever going to come to console. Probably not. But it's an unlicensed but love letter to sort of 1980s F1. And I love it. And I can't wait to try that. Alright, final practice is done. Yuki Tsunoda is top of Antonelli. Lindblad up in third place. Of course, it's practice, so these times don't necessarily mean a huge deal. But 4 cars separated by less than a tenth of a second there. Let's get ourselves prepped and ready for qualifying.
Qualifying is coming up, and the drivers will be ready and raring to go.
Executing the perfect qualifying lap around Singapore comes down to absolute precision. The circuit needs high downforce and a good suspension to maximize grip on the bumpy street surface.
Karun, if we could perhaps talk about Lewis for a moment. How do you think he's feeling?
I'll say this, it's always a pleasure seeing a confident driver take to the track. Being in the right frame of mind is a real advantage.
What does today have in store? Only time will tell.
What indeed? Alright, let's switch out those parts. Let's get rid of that old engine. Don't need to change anything on this car apart from that. Do need to change a little bit more though on Isaac, so we need to put him back onto the Mark II chassis. Back onto the Mark II rear wing. And back onto the Mark II side pod. There we go. And we need to change his engine as well. There we go. And now we are ready to hit the track. Evening, Mexicats.
So now we have green light.
as you want it to be for the start of the lap.
So Hamilton slotting out just behind Carlos Sainz.
And we need to try and sync all the gears.
This could be a blessing or a curse. We'll potentially get a really nice slipstream in a couple of areas, but we're also going to get quite a lot of dirty air as well. Leclerc making his way onto the track as well. So both Ferraris out early.
Tyre temps look good. We're looking good. Load push, you're good to go.
Okay, here we go.
And tires are okay. And
We've got an Aston that's going to pop out in front of us, and a Red Bull as well. Piastri and Ocon. A little bit of an issue with Piastri there. Ocon's already through. We shall get past him nicely here. We've also got Albon in front of Iwasa. Sorry, in front of Hadjar. Might not be an issue. Both of our boys did a 27.1, down 0.3 to Sainz. Let's see what the middle split looks like. 37.4 for Isaac. Split at the end of this straight. It's a 36.8 and a 36.9. So Hamilton up half a second now over Isaac. 26.6 for Charles in the first sector. And it's a 129.0 for Isaac across the line. Here comes Sainz. 127.9, so it's 1.1 seconds difference. Hamilton less than 4/10 behind. That's a big gap. Big gap between Isaac and Lewis there. 7/10 of a second. Nearly 8/10 of a second. And to set the bar, Charles Leclerc does a 127.4, half a second quicker than his teammate. Piastri now looking quick. He's tucked up behind Ocon, so that might be the best he can do now. He might go downhill from here. Depends how good a run Ocon gets and how much pressure he feels from Piastri right behind him. This is 36.8. It's not a great middle sector there for Piastri. Slightly slower than Ocon. He is quicker than him just overall.
So limiter should be on now.
Stop on the marks.
But I think there's definitely more pace in Oscar than he's been able to show. He goes P2, Ocon goes P3.
And stop on the marks.
What can Yuki Tsunoda do? very close between the RedBull and the Aston as to which is the better car. They both have their own strengths and weaknesses. Tsunoda goes P4. We used 11% of the tyre. Same for Lewis. Anyone on a flying lap at the moment? No, nobody's on a flying lap at the moment. Colapinto just about to start.
Manage your tyres as you wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the first sector of his flying lap. And he's going to get held up a little bit by the Audi of Lindblad here. No out-and-out delay, but certainly will have lost a little bit of downforce with the dirty air through that sequence. Close there with Tsunoda. And Colapinto goes up to P7. Only just quicker than Hamilton. That gap's very small. Yeah, look at that. Well, a tenth. Actually, it's not quite as small as I thought. I've got a few cars in the first sector.
Issues.
In the middle sector now. Russell looking pretty quick there.
Doing a good job on tyres. And track is clear, track clear. There will be charge button off for last corner.
So the reigning world champion up to P4. Hamilton get held up by Bortoletto. Hadjar's not had a great first sector, neither's Hamilton. Hamilton has equalled his first sector. Very rare you see that, actually. It's normally either better or worse, but if it's white, he's equalled it. Antonelli is top with the 127.1. It's not a good lap for Hadjar. He's not improving anywhere at the moment. Hamilton's found a little bit in the middle sector. Lindblad is 17th. Hadjar now down to 18th, now 19th as Norris pops up into 11th. Gasly's 9th, Perez 10th, 8th. Hamilton improves slightly, jumps ahead of Colapinto by a couple of hundredths. He's up to 12th now.
So P12.
Still waiting on a lap time from Max and Bortoletto. Bortoletto just starting his lap. Stroll getting close to finishing his lap. We also know the official name of this team going forward. It will be the Audi Revolut F1 team for next season. And Stroll is good enough for P20. Not a great time there for Lance. I'm going to assume for his benefit that he actually lost a bit of time in traffic. It's right on board with Maximilian. Purple so far.
Watch your speed.
He's going to have a nice clean run to finish the lap as well.
Stop on the mucks.
Will be speed limiter on.
Bortoleto goes up to P7. Max could go top here. And he does, a 126.8. So Hamilton down to 14th. Hadjar currently is in 21st place. We've got one more run in us on a brand new set of tyres. And I'm going to send Isaac out early, I think, just to try and get him a clean run and hope that the track doesn't improve too much. We will gamble and wait a little bit longer with Lewis.
Brake warming reminder.
Okay.
So you're in a good position.
A reminder for everybody, if you are on PC and you want to use all or even some of the mods that we're using for this series, there is a full list in the video description down below where you can see where those mods have come from. Some of them are paid, some of them are free mods. All the free mods are linked where you can get them on Overtake, and all the paid mods point to the Patreon page where you can get those from. If you have any questions about any individual one of those paid mods, do let me know. I will try and answer those questions for you. Iwasa has done a 26.7 in the first sector. He is coming up to the back of Tsunoda. Actually, no, Tsunoda's on that lap as well, a flying lap as well. They've both done a 26.7. As Hadjar is about to start his lap, and we have some traffic in front, but nothing right in front.
Clear. Mode push good to go.
Now it's going to be a question of where we do actually come across these guys. A little bit more traffic exiting the pit lane, so we've cleared them. That's good. All right, across the line, Yuki improves to P6. Iwasa goes to P5. Uh, 26.8 for Isaac. That's a bit more like it. Send Lewis out now. Second split coming up. 37.1. More improvements from Isaac. Is it going to be enough?
You need to learn the gears. Yeah.
He improves to 17th, so he's not been able to get through. He did find a good chunk of time there, but it's just not enough, unfortunately. So Isaac is the first to fall in Q1. shame. I had hoped we might be able to just sneak him through.
So watch out for the next car.
So we're going to need strategy to help Isaac move forward in the Grand Prix. As long as he finishes, though, in the top 18, that's the most important thing. As we are tucked right on the gearbox of Charles Leclerc here. The sights went through and they just pull over, and Leclerc now tucked up behind, is that Gasly? I think it's Gasly.
And tire temperatures are good. Track is clear. Track is clear.
Right, here we go. Lewis's final flying run. He's currently through in P15, but he's not safe by any stretch of the imagination. I think Lindblad's done, so looks like he's out based on that first sector. That's an in-lap first sector. Oh, god damn it, Sainz. Again, Nemesis ruined our lap. We're not going to improve, so we're just going to abort the lap and save the tyre wear and the engine wear, etc. There we go. We lost 2.5 seconds. It's always Sainz who does that to us. That's why I call him Nemesis. Norris has got through into P4. Ocon is safe anyway. Let's keep an eye on Stroll and Schumacher. Stroll improves to 8th. That knocks Hamilton into the danger zone. Schumacher in 20th right now has had a good first sector. Lawson goes even quicker. Looks like Hamilton's about to get eliminated. Behrman improves, but only to 17th. 0.04 of a second slower than Lewis there. In fact, no, 0.03 of a second slower.
And we need speed limiter on. Speed limiter on. And stop on the marks.
So Behrman is out. Hadjar is out. Lindblad is out. Colapinto looking to improve as well. He's right behind Mick. It's a good middle sector for Lawson. I don't know if Colapinto's got enough in him, but Mick's going to knock us out. Yeah, Mick up to 11th. Colapinto does not improve. We are out. And Lawson improves to P12. Albon is out. So Lawson improves and knocks out his teammate. But a disappointing end to Q1, out in 18th and 21st. All right, let's see who sticks it on pole. We do have 2 penalties to be applied, let's not forget. And it is a Red Bull lockout. They take the front row. Oscar ahead of Max. Then it's Charles Leclerc in 3rd. Lando 4th. George in P5. Sainz P6. Iwasa 7th. Antonelli 8th. Bortoletto 9th. Gasly gets that Nissan up into P10. Both McLarens in the top 10. Maybe they can get a good result here. Then it is Tsunoda from Lawson, Ocon, Perez, Stroll and Schumacher. They both have 3-place penalties, so that will promote Stroll down, depending on how the penalties are applied, in what order. Stroll may start either behind Hamilton or behind Behrman. Schumacher will either start behind Behrman or behind Colapinto. We will check the revised grid in a moment, but that is it for qualifying.
Well, it's great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action.
The walls around Singapore force the cars close together, and even the best can waver in the tight spaces. Back in 2011, we saw Lewis Hamilton clip Felipe Massa as the two battled it out. There were certainly some words exchanged after that one, as I'm sure you recall.
Singapore streets are a constant challenge for drivers, where one lapse in concentration can easily see them hit the wall. Downforce is the name of the game here, and teams will need to add as much as possible to gain an advantage. The teams are making their final preparations down in the pit lane, ahead of today's race.
So let's take a look at that amended grid then. So 3-place penalty for Stroll. Oh, it's a 10-place penalty for Schumacher. So Hadjar gets to move forward as well. Yeah, Stroll is behind Behrman. He will start in P18. Hamilton up to 16th. 20th for Hadjar. Both of our drivers gaining a place. Actually, Hamilton gaining 2 places. No change above us, though, at the top half of the grid. Let's take a look at strategy. What do we want to do? We've got a couple of options. We could try that. That is 10 seconds quicker, 9 seconds quicker. Even a 1-stop is quicker than the 2-stop, according to that. I wonder, though, what about if we were to do that? See, that only gains us a second or so. So we're still down 8 seconds on that. That surprises me. But maybe it's just because the tyres will hold on better. See that there immediately, look, just adds, or takes 5 seconds off our race time. I wonder if we can maybe tweak this a little bit, find just that touch more. Do know tyres may possibly overheat in the, well, certainly in the dirty air. Evening, Johnny. I think maybe the best option might be to get onto the hards and then finish on the softs. So something like that, perhaps. Let's remove the 1-stop there. Let's remove that strategy there. Yeah, that makes no real change. I think we'll go with this strategy. I think I'll leave Isaac on that strategy as well. Fuel-wise, we want to take some fuel out. Let's take 3 laps of fuel out of the car. Let's go hard off the line. See if we can maybe gain a place. Could be a chaotic first couple of corners. Hopefully it won't be. You never know. And we are pretty much prepped and ready. The start of the Singapore Grand Prix is next.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. Mick Schumacher, a composed figure, approaching this one.
We witnessed some incredible feats in Formula One, but surely getting something from this P22 start is asking too much.
But there's no more time left. We've got a race on our hands. We're just moments away from the Singapore Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Can we gain anything off the front here? We get alongside both Perez and Albon. Can we convert? Hadjar drops down a place. He's down into 21st. Hamilton has gained a place. Was gained 2 places. Now we will tuck in.
No management required. Charge on.
Start button on.
So excellent start for Lewis. Hadjar back into 20th.
Understood.
So we got back in front of Lindblad again. Couldn't find a way past Colapinto though. We are already in danger of being dropped here.
Use the energy.
Okay for mode push.
And we have been dropped. Not a good start
And DRS enable.
on that first, well, a really good start and then just immediately got dropped, and that's going to put us under some immediate pressure.
Gap to him 1.4.
Let's see if we can actually close back into DRS range. Don't really want to push the tyres, but I think we're going to have to.
And tires are good to push.
Who are you boss of before, Daniel? Because I know you've mentioned that you've had Charles and Kimi. I was wondering if you brought those drivers across to your new team with you as well. Yeah, we're not catching up. All right, let's calm the tyre temps down.
And try to cool down the tires as much as possible.
Yep.
Hadjar just missing out on DRS. Could be vulnerable. Just about stays in range. did we do here last year? Let me take a look at the 2027 season race results. Singapore, let's have a look. So, Valtteri finished 19th last season and a lap down. Lewis finished in 7th last year.
Okay, let's
I
get on
don't
it.
think
Still everything to play for.
we will have that luck this time around. Of course, last year we were using the tyre model from Overtake that
On.
behaved a little too unrealistically for my liking.
Do your best.
So Lindblad gets back in front of
Here's the
Isaac.
replay. Let's have a look as we go into the 13th corner. They decide to give it a go.
Yeah, just up the inside. Yeah, that's going to give us DRS though.
And that sees them climb up into 20th.
And just a reminder on your eyes.
Get those tyres temperatures down.
We are going to have to do some fuel saving at some point soon. I thought we might potentially get a first lap incident here that would bring out a VSC or a safety car. Or if it was a particularly bad one, maybe even a red flag. That hasn't happened.
Charge on.
Let's try and save a little bit of deployment there while Lindblad's not in DRS.
Yeah.
Colapinto moves past Behrman. He's up to 18th place. A lot of people starting on the softs. Only 7 cars on the mediums. Behrman, Lindblad, Bortoletto, Iwasa, Antonelli, Sainz and Leclerc. So both Ferraris starting on the mediums. Mercedes going for a split strategy with their tyres, as are McLaren and Maserati and Audi. Hamilton isn't losing too much. He's keeping that gap consistently around 1.5 to 2 seconds. As we bring the tyre temps down. Lindblad's starting to close in on Behrman and Colapinto. Just lose the DRS. Yes, we did. Damn it.
Charge on.
And we lost the place as well. It gets the run on us. Perez gets through on Hamilton.
Right, let's.
Now this happens down at turn 8. The gap opens up for them.
Not quite as clear cut as the Mick overtake, but
And Perez completes the overtake.
both of our drivers losing out on that first DRS zone there.
You can push.
Let's pick up the pace.
Albon behind DRS.
Just losing
Mode
ground.
push.
We'll try and keep Hamilton in harvest if we can. Yeah, wow, definitely losing ground. Pace of the pack has been upped with Perez pushing faster. And Hadjar struggling to stay with.
Charge button on.
Very much struggling to stay with. 2 seconds adrift now. And that is a concern.
And you are doing a good job on tires. Keep it like this.
Charge.
I'm out of
on.
battery.
Yep.
Albon DRS. Charge on.
Yep.
Charge button on.
Yeah, Hadjar's gap now nearly 3 seconds. He's struggling. All right, we might have to change his strategy. Try and extract some extra pace out of him. Let's switch to that strategy. We'll get him into the pits quicker.
Okay to push harder through 6 and 7 if you can.
Just losing touch with Perez as well. Let's push
Understood.
the battery. Try and get back in range for the end of the lap. Perez is very close to getting DRS off Ocon.
Tire phase update when you can.
The tyres are good.
See off the lunge from Albon that's cost us a little bit of time, an extra 10th or 2. We might lose another place here. Hamilton is strong in defence and he does keep the position, but again, we're not closing the gap down to Perez like we should be. And all that battery that we saved, we're having to spend just to get back in range, as Perez has now picked up DRS. Now I'm to push the tyres harder than I want to as well, just to try and get in range through the corners. Norris gets ahead of Russell. Lap 9 it is. Red Bull still 1-2. Verstappen ahead of Oscar. Perez not Perez, sorry, Leclerc. I don't know why I said Perez. Leclerc in third, Norris fourth, Russell fifth, Sainz in sixth, then it's Antonelli from Iwasa, Bortoletto and Gasly rounding out the top 10. Hamilton does just get back into DRS range at the end of the lap there.
Charge button on.
Just as well, because I've cooked the tyres to get there.
Let's get after these cars in front.
And there we go, back into DRS range. Lawson gets ahead of Tsunoda. The Aston's not looking particularly strong at the moment. Behrman gets in front of Colapinto. Might be starting to see some soft tyres struggling a little bit. Colapinto retakes the position. Isaac's not exactly closing in despite pushing the tyres really hard. I think we just have a fundamental lack of pace at this circuit without the tyre mod to help us. Which, given the characteristics of the circuit and the nature of how bad our car is, probably not surprising. I'd like to think we can still maybe get ourselves in contention for a point with Lewis. But I think we're really going to struggle to get Isaac into the top 18 tonight. Sainz and Russell switching places. Norris getting ahead of Leclerc.
And try to increase pushing status.
Yeah, the Hajjar's just making no progress, is he? 1:33.9. You know, on paper he took almost a second out of Mick, but the gap is still 2 seconds. And Hamilton is out of DRS range again. And he can't afford to push his tyres again.
Charge on.
Start to rebuild Isaac's battery, ready for his pit stop. We are going to undercut. Or at least we're going to try and undercut. We don't know the tyre wear of our rivals.
So at the moment you are...
Hamilton loses about half a second there, if not more, to Perez defending against Albon. Track temperature 34.5 degrees, just over. It is starting to come down. Engine temps not as high as I thought they were going to be. This is one of the reasons I took 3 laps of fuel out, just to be able to help to manage engine temps. Max now starting to pull away from Piastri, got the gap up to 2 seconds. Antonelli gets back in front of George. Norris still holding his own against the Ferraris, but I can see that changing in the next couple of laps. I think now we just have to run our own race and see how strategy helps us. I think there's no point trying to chase after Perez. We're just going to put the car into an uncomfortable situation. We're going to kill the tyres to get there. Just going to have to trust that we can not lose too many places. And I realise we're being overtaken, or trying to be overtaken as I'm saying this. Hamilton gets back in front.
Doing a good job.
I'm going to go one more lap with Isaac.
Car in front is Perez.
Another look from Albon.
Albon behind DRS.
Boxing the slot.
And one good thing about Hamilton driving so defensively is that he is slowing down the pack. And that is allowing Hadjar to just keep in range and in some places actually catch up as Albon finally gets through while in full harvest mode. So we've refilled the battery nicely,
Continue, keep going.
which we can then immediately splurge once we get his mediums up to temp after the pit stop, and use that to help further undercut some of this traffic in front.
Tire phase update when you can.
Still got a little bit left.
Antonelli has got past Carlos Sainz. Russell starting to slip away.
Tires are ready.
And into the pits now for Isaac. So first to blink is us for a change. Seems strange seeing Singapore this early in the season. Yeah, I tried to do it, you know, put the season together in a geographical way that makes sense. So starting in Australia and then just moving inland slowly. Then going through Europe. And then finishing in the Americas. Oh, I didn't see what my pit time was. What was it? 2.2. Great, but not horrendous. Let's get these tyres fired up. And then we can start to push. And hopefully start getting an undercut on those soft tyre runners that Hamilton's a part of the group of. Track temperature is down to just 31 degrees now. Will help control tyre temps in the dirty air. A little mistake
we should
for
be able to
Checo.
take a look here. And they just can't keep on the track. They've got to be careful and watch the
Little
car
naughty there, but has that damaged his underfloor? Looks like he's got away with it. Hadjar is so slow in this game, will I be sticking with him? Yes, I will. Hadjar's still young. He's now in a level 4 sim. I'm expecting him to develop quite nicely over the next couple of seasons. And it's not so much that he's so slow, it's that the car is terrible, and Hamilton is able to drive the car to its absolute limit because he is a world-class driver. He's one of the highest-rated drivers in the game, whereas Hadjar, not so much. Hadjar is in the lower ranks at the moment with a low 80s rating. So, not able to get as much out of the car. Driver rankings do make a huge difference in this game to the performance that you can expect to see. Will I be sticking with Lewis for next season? Lewis is under contract for one more season. Assuming he doesn't retire, then we will stick with him for next season, and then we will not be renewing his contract. He may well retire in his final season anyway. Fault for Behrman.
It looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
Behrman and Lindblad are two of the drivers that I'm looking at as a long-term replacement. I'm also looking at drivers like Bortoleto and Colapinto. But with Bortoleto having just gone back to Mercedes this season, McLaren this season, I think getting him might be impossible. Lindblad and Behrman both had a contract when Lewis's contract expires, though, so they are definite contenders. And I don't remember about Franco. Stroll does get around us in the end. Let's hear from the squeaky one. Box Lewis at the end of the next lap. Oh, Stroll's out. Let's box Hamilton now then. If we can, we might have just missed it, but Stroll is out. He locked up into the barrier. And we did just manage to get Lewis into the pits in time.
And not much that the team can do about that one.
We need to do the full management on the...
not within minutes, within seconds. He'd literally only just overtaken Hamilton two corners before. So Yuki's in. He goes on to a set of mediums. Here comes Hamilton. Into a set of hards. Oh, that's a new personal best this season. Possibly overall, actually. 1.98. I don't know if we actually got into the 1.9s last season.
Just watch for debris on the track.
But that is a phenomenal pit stop.
Next car in front will be Tsunoda. And we need lift and coast. Okay. Next car in front, Tsunoda.
Alright, how long is this
Energies
VSC
are
going to
good.
last?
Understood.
Norris is into the pits. I'm expecting to see a few of the soft tyre runners take advantage of this. Russell comes in as well. I'm hopeful that we're going to see a lot of cars not stop and then stop immediately after the restart. Oh, that was a quick stop there for Russell. Yeah, most of the field's gone through. So my hope is that the VSC is going to end and then we're going to see a flurry of cars stopping under normal racing conditions. It's going to be close between the Astons. There we go. How do I always manage to get good stops? Well, you've watched me program in my training at the end of every month. You see how I go about training my pit crew. That's how. All right, back up to racing speed.
Yeah.
Mode to push, please.
Copy.
And more energy.
It's about making
available.
sure they're getting the right training, not being overloaded with too much, giving them proper rest breaks, making sure their fatigue
DRS enable.
level is, you know, carried across correctly into the next month, or you know, reduced into the next month. You always get piss stop issues. Well, you know, nappies. And there we go. Look at this, a flurry of pit stops under racing conditions. This is what I was hoping to see. For the Americans out there, nappies is the British vernacular for diapers. So, Hamilton and... oh, that was close. Hamilton couldn't quite get in front of Lawson. Hadjar is still at the back, unfortunately.
Tyre temps look good.
That hasn't quite worked out the way I was hoping it would. Oh, it's a safety car. Lindblad's out.
Safety car deployed.
Yeah, perfect.
Now we can see what happened. Here we are, we're looking at turn 11. Within a split second, the impact's made. Now their confidence will have taken a hit
That
with
car
that.
spun around quite aggressively there. So that's both Audis out.
And just like that, the hopes of the team start to dwindle.
Start packing up, boys. You're done. Better look, next race. Everyone's going to box now. Everyone who hasn't already, but everyone in front of us has.
It's a big one. Debris on the track.
Doesn't look as though there's been too much change here. Norris, though, potentially. No, he was in third anyway, so Norris has kept position. Has Russell lost out here?
At the moment you have P4. The next car in front is Norris.
And this is my fuel issues taken care of. So Russell hasn't really lost anything.
No management required.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
We get back in front of Schumacher. And Albon just gets out in front of his teammate. So we're back in 15th again. Hadjar is still at the back of the grid, but with a safety car, that will at least get the gap down to 0. And everybody has now stopped for tyres. So while we wait for the field to form up, let's hit a quick advert break. Right, those of you who went off to Advert Land, welcome back. Almost onto the back of the train now. There it is. So, lap 21. Actually, let's have a look at the running order.
Yes.
So it is Verstappen from Piastri. A very different strategy tyre-wise for the two Red Bulls. Verstappen on hards, Piastri on softs. Norris in third on mediums. Then it's Leclerc and Antonelli and Sainz with hard tyres. Russell in 7th with mediums. Iwasa and Bortoletto have hards in 8th and 9th. 10th place in the final points position is Sonoda, leading Gasly, Ocon and Albon all on mediums. Lawson has softs in 14th. Hamilton 15th on the hards, with Mick behind on the mediums. Then it's Perez and Behrman, softs and mediums for the two Toyota Haases. Colapinto has softs in 19th, and Hadjar at the back of the grid has mediums. Both Audis are out. Stroll locking up, having just overtaken Hamilton and putting it in the wall to bring out a VSC. And then almost immediately after the restart, Lindblad with a big smash of his own, bringing out this safety car. see. Hopefully we're going to get underway at the end of this lap. You can see our fuel now neutral. Batteries are full on both cars. Tyre temps under control. Are we going to have the safety car come in at the end of this lap? We're through the traditional point where it lets us know, the middle split. So it looks like we might have an extra lap here. Hadjar's at the back of the grid. Let's get him in for another set of new mediums. Evening, Farrah. Or should I call you Teaser? Did you get your pit stop award in one season this time? 2.1 second stop. That's better than his first one, but still not really quick enough. It's certainly not quicker than close to Hamilton. He's 0.2 slower than Hamilton there. So that mighty 1.9 second stop we had.
Do whatever you need for tyres.
I'm still planning on going onto a set of hard tyres at the end for Hadjar. But I figured, seeing as he's at the back of the grid, we may as well go from 80% tyres to brand new tyres. There we go, back on the field.
Safety car in this lap.
Safety car will come in.
Try to focus on these tires to
across
get
the
ready.
line.
Yep.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job. Okay. So we need to push.
From tyre points of view, we don't think lift and coast is necessary.
Okay.
So let's go mode push.
Okay.
And we are back underway. Green flag conditions. No overtaking till we cross the start-finish straight. Or start-finish line. There we go. Now we can start to try and overtake. Not actually expecting us to get overtaken this first lap, at least not with Hamilton, not on hard tyres against softs, but want to make sure we stay close so we don't get dropped. Want to keep Hadjar in range as well. And we might get past Behrman, depending on what his issue is. Has a little look at the inside of Lawson there under braking. Didn't think he'd actually go for that.
Concentrate. DRS enable.
So Max leads at the end of the first lap of the restart, ahead of Piastri. The two of them trying to break away. Now Russell has a fault.
You check the point, man.
His battery's just turned in on him.
And boost.
Just kept the DRS there, but we might lose it now.
Charge on.
The fastest lap for Lando. He's caught right back up to the back of the two Red Bulls. Piastri's got in front of Verstappen briefly. Ocon with the fault as well now. Battery issues for Esteban as well. And if Red Bull were playing the team game here, they would be letting Piastri through and telling Max to just hold back a little bit, let Piastri scamper off on those soft tyres. But team order's not present. And this is only going to hurt Oscar.
Tyre temps look good.
Yep.
Tyres on this push just a little bit longer. Track temperature now below 31 degrees. There's a look from Schumacher. And we're still losing ground, so let's go into standard, keep the tyres healthy.
And try to cool down the tires as much as possible.
We'll just try and frustrate some of these other cars as much as we can. will help keep Hadjar in the pack as well. I think points now probably not going to happen for Lewis today. Who knows though, maybe at the end of the Grand Prix things will come our way a little bit more.
Mode push.
Yeah.
Hadjar's tyres starting to overheat as well.
Slow down now.
Yeah.
Charge on.
Yeah.
Max still pushing hard to keep Piastri behind. It's a new fastest lap for him. Let's just quickly turn our attention back to the front two. We need to find 2 positions for Hadjar by the end of the Grand Prix. Russell's fault getting worse, perhaps? Or is this something different?
Didn't feel like it's pulling.
Is that maybe his engine starting to give up a little bit? Let's see. Does that go orange? Not yet. It does sometimes get a little delay. If it doesn't go orange, which it isn't doing, that means that's a second fault. So battery and engine by the sound of it. Still not sure what Behrman's issue is. We know it's battery for Ocon. Piastri definitely struggling in that dirty air. To the point where he's now out of DRS range. Opportunity for Behrman overtake might be coming soon. He did not get DRS. Mind you, I don't think we did either for some reason. He's back in range now. Iwasa gets ahead of Russell briefly, side by side for these two. And Russell manages to outpower him as we go past his favourite wall. Behrman's fault escalates.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
And we still don't know what it is. Let's keep an eye on lap times, though. He might well start to struggle now, depending on what the issue is.
The tyre guys believe that we can increase pace in turn 12 a little bit.
New fastest lap for Kimi, a 1:30.5. Norris gets ahead of Piastri. There'll be another opportunity here for Iwasa on Russell. Big overspeed. Goes for the inside. George keeps him covered off under braking, and now Behrman might be out of range, and we've got a lock-up for Bortoleto.
So this is what happened. Now this was the 7th corner. Oh, and they need to be watching those track limits.
Yeah,
Really, they must
running
be
wide,
careful.
taking a very defensive line there to try and keep the Aston behind him.
Good job.
Charge on.
Copy.
Mode push.
Yeah, copy.
And through goes Hadjar. Lovely stuff. Up into 18th,
Very
his
happy
target
with
for the
your
Grand Prix.
use.
The mod on the McLaren's nice. Yeah, it is, isn't it? I do like it.
Let's have a look at that. Now we're watching the action closely here. It's certainly inviting. And the overtake is made.
Right, can we get back onto Colapinto and
Has
Perez
DRS.
before we run out of battery? And without cooking the tyres in the process.
P18.
Hopefully Behrman will keep Bortoletto at bay for us as well. At least in the short term anyway. Hamilton's still frustrating Schumacher.
And we need some lift and coast.
And we are almost on to Colapinto. There we go. I think we might have just got the DRS. It will be tight.
It does have
Just missed
DRS
it.
on you.
We're out of battery.
Charge on.
Well, hopefully we're close
We
enough to
need
get a
to reduce
slipstream
K1
now.
usage.
Russell gets back past Iwasa. Schumacher finally gets past Hamilton. That's been a long time coming.
Race is long. So next.
So let's take a look at the replay. And it was Mick Schumacher involved. There's the opening.
Yeah, just got him around the outside. Just getting the inside for the end of the lap.
Thank you very much.
Schumacher saying Dankeschön, thank you very much. I think Farah said exactly the same thing.
Charge button on.
Yep.
There may even have been a Wunderbar thrown in there as well.
And charge button
Keep just
on.
topping up
Charge button
that battery where we can. Hadjar is starting to slip a little bit. Behrman is out of range, so there's no immediate threat from behind. It does mean that Bortoletto might be able to squeeze through though. Now Leclerc is having issues.
quiet, big vibration.
And through goes the McLaren. So Bortoleto
Okay,
back
next
up into
guy is
19th
Piastri.
place and looking to try and close up on Colapinto, who is now out of spare fuel as well. Evening, Harry.
Continue, keep going.
Go back to doing lift and coast now.
Copy.
Quite content actually just to sit behind Schumacher for a little while. He's closing the gap to Lawson. Am I using the realistic racing? Yes, I am. Full list of mods in the video description
And
below.
charge button on.
See, Schumacher is quicker than Lawson this lap.
Next car in front is Schumacher. Continue like this.
Yep, he was quicker. No, wait, I'm looking at Schumacher. Yeah, no, Schumacher was quicker than Gasly. The gap is now pretty much non-existent as well. That's excellent stuff. It's helping us pull away from Perez slightly as well. We're going to start to see some significant degradation in the cars in front of us in their tyres soon. See Gasly putting a lot of pressure on Lawson. Norris now free and clear in second place from Oscar. Don't know how much longer we'll see him out there on those softs. Let's see if we can maybe
Right, let's
sneak an
concentrate.
overtake in if we're lucky.
ERS.
Understood.
Start to rebuild Hadjar's battery if we can.
Charge on.
Copy.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
We are going to get somebody that's going to be in a braking zone with a little lunge somewhere. Gasly has dropped off from the back of Lawson as a result of the pressure from his teammate and us. Behrman now a long way adrift. We are not going to be able to close up. Oh, maybe. These two going side by side. Schumacher gets her on Gasly. Can we follow through? Not if we pull out of the slipstream, we can't. Leclerc gets past Piastri now, so Oscar down into fourth place. His tyres definitely past their peak. And there we go, that's what we needed. We get past Gasly. Just in time as well, because we're pretty much out of battery now. And we need to calm these tyres down before they start to melt. Colapinto's got past Perez. We need to start thinking about doing the same here with Isaac.
Mode push.
Okay.
No more lift and coast.
Okay.
And Tsunoda is into the pits. And so's Colapinto.
Piastri behind.
So now it's imperative we get past Perez ASAP. Medium tyres going on. Mediums to Colapinto.
So gap to Norris in front.
Here comes Hadjar. Gets up the inside. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And he gets through.
Excellent. Okay, at the moment we are P15. Car ahead is Gasly.
Bortoletto jumps on through as well.
And we need to increase lift and coast by 30%.
And tires are good to push.
Oscar's in. He's had enough of those soft tyres. Is he going to go mediums or hards? Mediums. And Perez is in, so we got that overtake in just in time. Now, where's Oscar going to feed back out? In 16th place. Just ahead of Behrman. And I do mean just. It's a good stop. Nice and tidy, nice and clean.
Okay, remember mode push.
Gonna start to push these tyres now.
Stop margin to push a bit harder through turn 6 and turn 12.
So that's my plan. Let's see what would happen if we actually went to a set of softs instead. Yeah, as I thought, the hard tyres are definitely going to be quicker. Probably stretch the stop slightly as well.
He has DRS.
An extra lap maybe. Push Hamilton's tyres like this now as well. So there is Oscar going to the end on those medium tyres. Opened up the gap to Behrman for 5 seconds already. He's going to be closing in on Bortoleto and Hadjar very quickly. It's one of the reasons as well why I'm starting to increase Hadjar's pace, so we don't get embroiled in a battle with Piastri coming through. And Bortoleto jumps us. Just no pace now for Russell. So on top of his battery issues, his engine now sounds like it's in rough shape. Although it could be gearbox, it might not be the engine itself.
Good job. Okay, next one is going to be Gasly.
We gave up the DRS, but with the full tyre push, we are able to take the place and hold it.
Charge on.
Yep.
There goes Lawson into the pits. And this will give Hamilton a chance to move up another place. Which he immediately pounces on.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
So the medium's going on.
Push.
Let's see what happened there. Right, so this was the fourth corner. The opportunity's there.
And a lovely little move up the inside for Lewis there.
And that's 10th place and up into the points.
Up into the points it is, but we still need to stop again. Mind you, having said that, so do most of the cars behind us. Or at least most of the cars directly behind us.
Remember, long way to go in this race.
All right, Max boxes from the lead. Let's see what tyres he goes on to. I'm going to guess mediums, but it could be softs. It is mediums. And Leclerc coming in as well. Nice tidy stop there for Red Bull. Piastri's all over the back of Bortoleto.
Tires are ready.
Has he managed to get enough of an undercut to get out in front of Max? No, he hasn't. Not by a long shot. Yeah, Piastri not even in sight. So it's advantage Max now. It's his race to lose. There is Oscar. Maybe he was in shot. I just couldn't see him tucked up behind the other cars. And he forces his way through past Bortoleto there.
You're currently P12. Car in front
As
of
we have
Gasly.
caught Gasly.
Car behind is Piastri.
And Bortoleto back in front of Piastri. So those two fighting is excellent news for Hadjar. I was thinking of boxing him this lap, but I'm going to try and go one extra lap.
He does have DRS on you. Just do your best.
And try to
No,
cool down the
Gasly's
tires
in,
as
damn
much
it.
as possible.
Well, we get the overtake, we get some DRS out of him. Let's see if we can actually
Okay,
undercut
charge
him here.
on. mode push.
Or overcut him even.
Suggests that you can reduce the amount of lift and coast at turn 1.
So deployed.
Yep.
Gasly has gone softs. So he'll have strong initial pace. But his tyres will start to fall away at the end of the stint. I may yet go medium to Lewis, but I think soft is probably the better choice for him.
Continue, keep going.
Piastri is now through on Bortoletto.
Charge on.
We still haven't been able to clear Albon. And Albon's into the pits. Again, we'll get some DRS. Max is stuck at the moment behind Ocon and Russell, both of which are walking wounded. It's going to be our mechanics. Oh, we have a yellow flag. It's a safety car. It's Piastri. Oh, Oscar's out. Oscar is out. And that moves Hadjar one step closer. To actually getting home in the top 18. We are boxing Lewis this lap. And with a safety car pit stop,
And
that gives us an opportunity. In is Hadjar. It's a 2.29. It's not a great stop.
Here's the replay. So here we go.
I think it's our slowest stop of the day, actually.
There. That's
Oh.
the moment of impact. And
Yeah,
the car
very
leaving a bit of
strange
paint on
snap
that
there.
barrier. And that won't do their confidence any
Out
good.
goes Oscar. And that
As for the
has
team back in the
changed the
garage,
complexion of this Grand
it was
Prix.
a
I mean, it was
tough
already
moment to
looking like
watch.
a very dominant victory in the end for Max. But with Max having been stuck, he will get released as everybody here will box. But he now has a struggle, actually, for the race win, with Norris and Antonelli potentially being able to get very close to him. Hadjar gets out in front of Gasly as well. That was crucial.
Okay.
Charge on, please. It's a big one. Caution for debris. Currently P17. So Perez in front of you.
So, we are going to see a double
Car
stack
behind
here
is
from
Gasly.
Mercedes. In goes Norris.
20 laps
In
to
goes
go at the
Antonelli.
end of this one.
At the moment we are P10. Next car in front is Schumacher.
In comes Sainz.
20 laps to go.
Soft tyres for Antonelli. Softs for Sainz. Can we get a good stop on a jumper car, or are we going to get dropped by a couple of positions? Which is also a possibility. It's a 2.07. And we have come out right behind Ocon. We've gained a place. Hamilton has gained a position here. Hadjar's gained another place with Behrman stopping. Now he's gained a place on Colapinto.
At the moment you are P9. Ocon in front. Gap to him 1.8.
Just couldn't quite get through past Bortoletto though. No, P16 for Isaac.
Smooth.
P9 for Lewis, and all of a sudden, the chance of points is very much back on again. And while we wait for the field to close up, let's take another trip to commercial land.
At the moment we are
Evening PR, welcome. You are very late tonight. Lap 45, 18 laps to go, including this one. Norris leads from Verstappen. Antonelli in third. Sainz and Leclerc fourth and fifth. Then it's Tsunoda, Iwasa, Ocon, Hamilton in ninth. Then Schumacher, Russell, Albon, Lawson, Perez, Bortoletto, Hadjar in 16th. 17th Gasly, 18th for Colapinto, Behrman in 19th. 3 retirements so far. Stroll crashing to bring out a VSC, and then on the restart, almost immediately, Lindblad with a big crash to bring out a full safety car before Piastri, just a moment ago, binned it in turn 2 and brought out this second safety car. Yeah, I've noticed YouTube notifications are a bit crap at the moment. I set a reminder to watch Saturday Night Live, the Saturday Night Main Event on Saturday night for WWE, because they do that on YouTube here in the UK. So I could watch Cena's last match, and the notification came through about 50 minutes after the show had already started. Looks like we're going to have another lap behind the safety car. We're now carrying more fuel than we need, so let's turn that up.
No lift off needed.
And to stop temperatures from skyrocketing, let's get our drivers into clean air.
You can save less.
Yeah.
Try to reduce curb use, it's unsettling the car.
Copy. Okay.
should be going racing again at the end of this lap. We are going to put Isaac into always defend now to try and hang on as best we can.
Behind you. Keep battling away.
We can be a lot more aggressive with his tyres. And there we go. Safety car is coming in at the end of this lap.
In this lap. And we may restart next lap.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
And we need to increase pushing status.
Mode push.
Yep.
Let's get after these cars in front.
Green flag, we are underway. Once again, reminder, no overtaking till we cross the start finish line. There we go. Overtake's now possible. Schumacher has a little look. May have an opportunity to move past Ocon. He has got battery issues. Not entirely sure what the issue is, whether it's
Continue like this.
less deployment or a slower recharge rate. Russell has a multitude of issues, as we know. And Hadjar, we just want him to try and hang on as high as he can. If he can move forward in the closing stages, that would be nice.
There's progress to be made. Do your best.
And Hadjar just about fending off Gasly. No, that was Gasly getting past Colapinto. My mistake. Bortoleto had a little look at Perez but couldn't complete the move. Already we're getting a gap opening up between Lawson and Albon. That's the difference between mediums and softs.
DRS is enabled.
And we are going to have a big scrap for the win here now.
Cool your tyres.
Copy.
And it's going to be another race without points for George Russell, I think. I can't see him hanging on to 11th, let alone getting back into the top 10. As Albon almost gets him.
Okay, let's get on it. Still everything to play for.
Bortoleto gets past Perez.
And try to increase pushing status.
Just concentrate getting your tyre temps down. Car behind us, Gasly.
And Albon
Gasly
now does
on
get
behind.
past George.
A long way to go.
We know he has battery issues and either gearbox or engine problems on top of that. He fights back.
And just a reminder.
He takes the place again.
You need to keep your K1 usage down a bit, otherwise you'll just run out of battery and then you'll just be taken by everybody.
Yeah.
So increase pushing
Hadjar's
status.
going to have a real struggle to keep everybody behind him,
Understood.
at least for the next 5 laps or so.
Yeah.
But he is in high defense mode, so that should hopefully help. Here comes Schumacher having a look. He's probably going to get us. Not yet. In fact, he bails out of the move. Slots back in behind us. Gasly does get through.
Now just keep your eyes on Gasly here.
This has been threatened for a couple of laps
And they
now.
squeeze by.
So much more overspeed there on the acceleration. Soft tyres
And that's
giving
a
him
good
extra
move from
grip.
Pierre Gasly.
We can see from the wheel his tyres are down to 80% already. And Hadjar's not done. He had a little look, nearly gets back past, and almost in the process loses out to Colapinto.
Charge on.
Yeah.
Charge on.
Copy.
And this is the downside to the very defensive driving, is that he does potentially leave himself vulnerable to cars behind. New fastest lap for Max, a 1:29.4, as he tries to get back ahead of Lando Norris. I think I need to turn that position saving down
He's
a bit.
0.5 behind. Remember, a long way to go in this race. We don't need to worry about management on these tyres, just push them.
Yeah.
Target is 18th, and Schumacher gets through, or does he? And yes, he does.
Behind we have Albon. Gap to him 1.7. Race is long. Charge button on.
Understood.
Oh, we've lost a huge amount of time to Gasly already, as he's pushed straight onto the back of Perez.
Just do your best.
And Gasly gets past Perez.
He has DRS.
We haven't quite managed to shake Colapinto.
You're currently P17. Next car is Perez.
Norris and Max side by side. You can see Antonelli is keeping that watching brief, looking to pounce on Max if he makes a mistake or leaves an opening. Sainz right there as well, and Leclerc and Tsunoda and Iwasa. Everyone's having a look. So it was Lando who won the race last season. Max finishing 10th last year. So he's definitely improved on that this year.
Are good.
Bortoletto getting past his teammate now. Colapinto almost gets past Hadjar.
High-speed management is very good. Mode push now.
Yeah, okay.
We are going to try and punch our way back past Mick very soon.
Alright, let's concentrate. And charge button on, charge button on.
Still not close enough to Perez. Come on, Isaac.
Use the energy. So we need to push.
I think we have enough overspeed to get him into turn 6, I think. No, we don't. So we will bide our time, wait for another opportunity. Hadjar now almost onto Perez, which is good because I have no battery left. And the tyres are screaming at us.
And we need to look after the rear tires. Charge on.
Charge on.
Yep.
Just cool down the tyres as much as you can.
Copy.
Good
We
stuff.
need to reduce K1
Right,
usage.
Perez under a little bit of pressure might lose the DRS, which would be perfect for us because it means we can keep cooling the tyres down and start to rebuild the battery a bit.
Charge on, please.
Help us defend from Colapinto as well. Hamilton is in range. And we're going to have another go this lap.
And you can use all the boost back.
A bit more tyre this time. Try and carry more speed into this straight. There we go, we've got the overspeed this time. Has a look up the inside. Have we completed the move yet? Not yet. Now we have. Lovely stuff, Lewis.
And good job. Next guy in front is Tsunoda. Gap to him 2.5. And we need you to take care of the tires.
Harris has got himself back onto
Charge
Gasly.
Yeah.
Eight laps to go. It is Norris from Verstappen. Antonelli just about hanging on in range in third from Sainz. Then Leclerc a bit more distant now, 3 seconds behind his teammate.
He does have DRS
Iwasa
on
sixth, Ocon seventh, eighth for Yuki Tsunoda, ninth for Hamilton, 10th for Schumacher, 11th for Albon, Bortoletto in 12th, 13th for Lawson, Russell now down to 14th place, 15th for Pierre Gasly, 16th for Perez, 17th for Hadjar, as Iwasa gets past Leclerc. And here is my opportunity to try and get past Tsunoda.
Charge button on.
Yep.
Leclerc getting back in front of Iwasa again.
And more energy available.
Evening, Stewart.
Next guy in front is Tsunoda.
You love my Formula One streams. Any Christmas plans coming up? Oh, lovely overtake there from Lewis. We are through up into 8th place. My plans over Christmas will be convalescence. I'm actually going in for a minor surgical procedure on the morning of the 23rd. So there will be no streams next week at all. Maybe the week after that. We'll see how I'm feeling.
Charge button on. Charge button
Hamilton
on.
immediately having a look at Ocon here, but not really close enough.
Excellent work. You are P16. Car ahead is Gasly.
Hadjar has got through on Perez.
Insane.
I do wish he'd say something other than insane when he gets an overtake.
So mode push.
All right, we need to break away from Perez and start going after Gasly. I don't think we've got any chance of getting Hadjar into the points as Colapinto now fighting.
Ocon in front.
Hadjar closing in on Gasly. I think the best we might be able to do with Hadjar, depending on how quickly we can make moves, is to get up into 13th place. There is a chance for Hamilton to do more than where he is right now. We could potentially get as high as Charles Leclerc. 5th place.
And charge button on.
Well, we're going to need to do some pretty hard overtakes in short order here. Schumacher's got past Tsunoda. Tsunoda's pace has really dropped away. I thought out of the two Astons it would be Ocon who'd be struggling to stay in the top 10.
Continue like this.
Perez and Colapinto still fighting behind us. That is giving Hadjar some breathing room.
Charge on. See if we can get Gasly.
Charge button on.
Leclerc's pace is struggling as well.
Entire phase update.
He's falling further and further away as Max finally gets back into the lead. Can he make it stick though? And is he actually going to leave himself vulnerable to Antonelli now? I think he's given up the DRS. He has. Antonelli could get the move done here. And Max might suddenly find himself down into 3rd. Oh, and Sainz sneaks through on Antonelli.
Fantastic job. You are P15. Car in front is Russell.
Hadjar gets past Gasly.
Let's take a closer look. Now we're watching the action closely here. The opportunity begging
Very
to be taken.
nice. So 2 cars left that are viable targets for Isaac for a P13 finish.
DRS. Okay. And tires are good to push.
Starts to put some pressure on Esteban Ocon. Antonelli down into 4th place. That is now done. Max is hanging on for 2nd. But he's lost a lot of ground to Norris as a result of that little defensive sequence.
continue, keep going. Four laps to go.
Understood.
Once again, Mick is right there with us. Hit the wrong button, damn it. Hadjar gets another position. Up the inside of George. And that sets him up for a run at Lawson as well here.
Inside.
Yellow flag.
Race is long.
Where is it? It's Russell.
Now, is that-
Is it? No,
is
I
that
don't
the
know actually.
Williams
It's crashed.
involved?
It's Lawson. Oh no, no, no. Ah, contact with Isaac. Minor front wing damage. How minor? Ah, he's lost the entire end plate. Ah, Isaac. I'm worried now he's going to get a penalty.
Do your best.
If he does, at least we will stay ahead of
Third button
Behrman.
on, third button on.
Understood.
And
Is that no action given? I think it was no penalty given, wasn't it? Because Albon gets past Tsunoda. Tsunoda out of the points.
Right then.
Hadjar
Take a
does
look
get
now.
past Lawson
Now we're watching the action closely here.
without hitting him this time.
They decide to give it a go. That puts them in 13th place now.
Good lads. All right, 9 seconds away from Bortoletto. He's not going to get that done, but he can keep pushing. And I think we might just be stuck in a 30-air train here. This is why I'm harvesting, so that we can defend against Mick. Why I'm also trying to cool the tyres down as much as I can.
And you are doing a good job on tires. Keep it like this.
and try to cool down the tires as much as possible.
So, with 2 laps to go as Norris crosses the line, he leads Verstappen by 5 seconds. Sainz and Antonelli breathing down his neck. Then it is Leclerc 5.5 seconds further back ahead of Iwasa, Ocon, and now Hamilton, who has dropped out of DRS range.
Then it will be
What you get for turning the tyres down too much. Silly Jimbo.
Charge button on.
Did we get back in range? Not quite.
You can push.
We have got enough of a gap to Schumacher though. There we go. Still hopeful an opportunity will present itself in front of us. Tsunoda gets back in front of Albon.
Right, let's concentrate.
Bortoletto is right behind them as well. Hadjar has pulled out 2-second gap to Lawson.
Tyres are quite hot. Let's have mode push.
Yeah, okay.
And boost.
Sainz gets ahead of Max in the final lap. Very few opportunities left. This is probably the best one that's coming up.
So deployed.
And he's not going to get the move done. Can we maybe force our way through somewhere? Just one extra place is worth 2 more points. Oh, an Ocon might have just given us an opportunity. No, he gets back in front of us just in time. It's going to be an all or nothing in the braking zone here.
Keep your K1 usage down a bit, otherwise you'll just run out of battery and then you'll just be taken by everybody.
Okay.
No, couldn't get through. So it is going to be 8th place.
Yep.
And Lando Norris picks up the win.
Honestly, even their harshest critic would be hard-pressed to say that they didn't thoroughly deserve that win.
And checkered flag.
Across the line then, P8 for Lewis.
Okay, that's the
A
checkered
little
flag.
disappointed I couldn't get higher in the end, but considering what I was feeling about an hour ago, very pleased to be in the points again. That's 4 out of 12 races done now. Hadjar brings it home in 13th place. Again, very happy considering I was worried I might not even make the top 18 with Isaac. Definitely the right call to put him on a set of hards at the end there.
There's Alex Albon making his way back.
Yeah, they crossed the line P11, sadly just missing out on the points.
And after such a fabulous drive here today, it's no surprise to see this man land on the podium.
That sees them double their win tally for this season. They'll be delighted with that.
And you've got to think that Singapore will be buzzing now for many hours to come. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there though.
And a big thanks to you all for joining us this weekend here in Singapore.
Next time, the teams will be racing through the streets of another city. Join us in Baku on the shores of the Caspian Sea for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Evening, the real Typh. How is my leaderboard like that? It is a mod, link in the description as to where you can find that on overtake.gg. Confirmation of the final results. Lando gets win number 2 this year ahead of Carlos Sainz. And Max settling in the end for 3rd. Antonelli up 4 places as well. He gets 4th ahead of Charles Leclerc. Iwasa in 6th. Good points for him and Maserati. Ocon, 7th place for him. Hamilton, 8 places gained. He finishes in 8th. Schumacher up 13 places from the back of the grid to finish in 9th. Tsunoda in 10th gets the final point, just denying Alex Albon in the end. Albon having to settle for 11th. Then it is Bortoletto 12th, Hadjar in 13th, up 7 places. Good race for him at the end there. 14th for Gasly, 15th for Lawson, 16th for George. His season really is going nowhere fast, unfortunately for him. 17th for Colapinto, 18th for Perez, 19th for Behrman, and 3 retirements. A safety car for Oscar's retirement, safety car for Lindblad, and a VSC for Stroll. All 3 losing control and hitting the wall at various points. Let's see what the driver's standings look like then. Lando is top and stretches his lead over Max Verstappen. That puts him another 10 points clear, and that gap is 16 points. Oscar in 3rd, no points for him thanks to his retirement. So he stays on 71 points, and Sainz's 2nd place sees him close the gap to within 9 now of Oscar. Ocon picks up a few points. He's on 47 points. Kimi up a place above Lewis. He's now 1 point behind Ocon on 46. Hamilton has 39 points, as does Charles Leclerc, but Hamilton has a race win this season. Leclerc does not. So that's why we are in 7th and Leclerc's in 8th. Tsunoda in 9th, picks up a point but drops down into 9th position as a result of Leclerc's 5th place today. No points for Albon, he stays in 10th with 23 points. No points either for anybody else, all the way down to Iwasa, who gets off the mark. So it's 22 points for Lawson in 11th. Hadjar 12th has 19. Gasly 17. Lindblad 16. 15 apiece for Colapinto and Russell. 10 points for Perez. Up into 18th place off the bottom, or off the non-scorer mark for Ayumu Iwasa. He moves ahead of Lance Stroll, who's still on 6. Mick gets his first points of the season. So just 2 drivers left now yet to score. Bortoletto and Behrman. Let's see how their fortunes improve as the season continues. As far as the Constructors' Championship goes, Red Bull's big gap is coming down already. They're on 158 points. They pick up 15 this weekend. Mercedes grab 37 points. They are now just 9 points behind on 149. Ferrari into triple digits now. 28 points for them, puts them up to 101. Aston has 78. Cadillac 58. BMW, no points for them this weekend. They are on 45. Maserati up 2 places thanks to those first points of the season for Iwasa. They're now into 7th on 23 points, 1 ahead of Audi, who remain on 22. Nissan closing the gap a little bit as well. They're on 19 points now, but they also drop down a place thanks to Maserati. McLaren still 10th with 15, and Haas still bottom with 10. Now, did we get the quickest stop? I saw some very quick stops. We might not have got it. Let's have a look. We did get it. We did. Fantastic. A 1.979, easily our best stop of the season, and quickest of the day. We could not get both cars in there, unfortunately, but it is 2nd and 4th for Red Bull. Ferrari taking 3rd, McLaren 5th, 6th and 9th for Maserati. Haas taking 7th, and Nissan 8th. Mercedes in 10th. A nice smattering of points up and down the leaderboard. Let's see what that does for us. Mercedes stay top. They pick up just 1 point though, so they are on 129. McLaren closing the gap by 9 points. They're on 90 points now, so they are 39 points behind. Aston, no points for them. They stay 3rd on 75. Ferrari now within 3 points on 72. Maserati a further point behind on 71. We stay 6th, but we do just about keep Red Bull at bay. 25 points puts us on to 52. Red Bull's 30 points puts them just 2 points behind us on 50. And then a nice little gap to Nissan. They're on 26. Haas up a place above Audi onto 17 with Audi on 16. And BMW Williams bottom with 8 points. There you see our stops. 2 very, very quick stops for Lewis. A couple of 2.2 second stops there for Hadjar. A 2.18 just missing out. 2.14 was the slowest for the top 10 there. So Unfortunate that we couldn't get both cars in, but taking the win in the session, excellent news there. Both drivers do achieve their sponsor targets as well. Another 1.958 mil added to the bank balance. Let's head back and start prepping for Baku, which is tomorrow's Grand Prix and a sprint weekend. Alright then, let's take a little bit more of a look. Hamilton gets driver of the day. Fantastic. 7 overtakes, 28 defences and 8 positions gained. Other top performers, Mick Schumacher, we know he had a very good race. Hadjar as well also makes a top performer today. Lando Norris and Esteban Ocon also there as well. Fantastic stuff. Race time, 1 hour, 43 minutes and 50 seconds. That is lovely stuff. Let's take a look at the stats then. So this still not fully up to date. This is after 5 Grand Prix, not 6. Not sure why this seems to be lagging behind by 1. But let's take a look at the head-to-heads between Hamilton and Hadjar. So dominance in terms of results, in terms of racing and qualifying. Points pretty much the same as well. This again is only after 5 events, so it's not counting today's results. Both tied on a podium apiece. Top 10 finishes, we've had 5 now for Hamilton. Looking at the pace stats here, so race pace, the gap has gone up slightly to a tenth, just over a tenth. Qualifying pace, the average after 5 rounds, not including today, just under 3 tenths. We will keep an eye on this as the season progresses to see how things are changing there. So next we go to Baku for a sprint weekend with a Spanish sprint a couple of weeks after that. Then we will round out the season on Monaco, and that will be, let's see, 6, 7, 8. That's Tuesday, that's today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's where we're going to finish the season, or finish the week. I may yet do a stream on the Saturday. I think I probably will. I'll stream on Saturday to do Austria for round 10, which will be our halfway point of the season. And then that will be it until after Christmas, as I say. Going in for surgery on the 23rd. I'll be in hospital till at some point on the 24th. And then I'll be recovering at home. So not in a position to sit in a and stream for hours on end for at least a few days. So we'll have a proper mid-season break, effectively, of about a week, maybe more, depending on how my recovery is going, before we come back sometime, maybe between Christmas and the New Year, or maybe in the New Year itself for round 11 at Silverstone, which will be another sprint weekend. So that's what we're looking at for the rest of this week. We still have some stuff to do before we are ready to end tonight's stream, though. Let's dive into the inbox first of all. So, something's broken on the car. We can see that by the exclamation point. Let's see what fell apart. A chassis has gone, and we don't have a spare, or we might have a spare now, or before Baku anyway. And we've lost a front wing that was damaged in that collision. That's fine. We've got plenty of spare front wings, I think, before the new ones are ready. Everything else came through unscathed. That's good. Powertrains looking fine. Just wish that was where it should be at 75, 76%. Never mind. So we are currently 7th in the standings with Lewis on 39 points. 19 points there. So maybe the points totals are right, but the race count was wrong. Strange. Very strange. Let's see. Can we fix the car? Yes, we can. There goes our spare chassis instantly. And let's change that front wing. There we go. Not sure why it was saying we didn't have any when we did. How long till our front wing is ready to go on the car? We might actually have that. We will have that. Ooh. We'll have one of them for Baku. Because 6 days to finish. That'll leave us 5 days. We will have one for Hamilton. For Baku. And then a spare for the sprint as well. We just have to get through qualifying and hope that we don't damage that wing in qualifying. And then we could potentially put that on the car for Isaac for main qualifying after the sprint. I don't know whether we'll do that or not, though. I'll think about that. I'm trying to remember what the characteristics are that we've worked on for this. Low speed downforce is getting a nice little bit. Dirty air tolerance is definitely something that we try to focus on a little bit more. Can I speed this up? Yes, let's speed this up an extra day. There we go. Now I can get 2, and that gives me a bit more flexibility. Or I could potentially rush the build and get 3, so I have 1 each and a spare going into the Grand Prix. Don't know if I'll do that, though. We've got almost enough, not quite enough, to do an intense underfloor. That's frustrating. But we do have some money from the sponsors, I believe, about to drop. Let's check the calendar. Yes, we do have sponsor money coming. Excellent stuff. Let's advance time, then. Something purple. That's not normally good. Oh, Ian has accepted the contract offer. Fantastic. So, we will re-sign Ian Gregg. Slightly less than he was after at the 2.9 mil. We've upped his signing bonus. That's going to eat away $500,000 from our available funds, but we can live with that. And that will be him staying on for another 4 years after this season. There we go. And there we go, with an underfloor spare as well. 9 days until Baku. Here's our sponsor money. 4.925 mil from our engagement. We had a mandatory activity. Holiday package store for another 2.9 mil. And that has put us over 10 mil. Whoa! Happy days. Right, let's immediately... I've got no engineers because it's done that weird thing where it slaps them all on again. Let's immediately start designing our new underfloor. We're not using the hours because we're saving that now for research. We can get our research started as well. So we want to try and improve downforce as best we can. Without hurting the rest of the car too much. We do that. And then take some life out of the underfloor down to there. To improve the downforce gain slightly. We want to go intense. make that a 3mm build so that subsequent upgrades will be better. There we go. Let's get our main research project underway for here. Let's start with the suspension. Dump all the hours into that, as we will do with every ATR to come. We've got 4 parts that are going to need to be researched heavily for next season, and 4 ATR periods, including this one remaining. High-speed changes are the big one, so we want to make sure that that gets a big gain. There we go. That will hopefully cover off the downforce. One engineer on that. And let's start working on a new rear wing. We should hopefully get a little bit more out of it this time round than we did on the last one. But actually, let's not do that. Let's do a chassis. We put hours into the first chassis, so we should see an even bigger step this time. We want to get drag reduction down because we are desperately low on speeds. There we go. So, new chassis, a Mark III, into development. And now we need to do our sponsor plan. We're a week away. We've got a hot lap experience for another 2.5 mil at the end of the 6-week period. That's very nice. Let's get Danny Rick doing something. Let's send off 2 engineers. And I don't really want to use the scouts just yet, do I? Yeah, let's use the scouts. Why not? There we go. All right. Good stuff. Now we have our front wing as well. Let's start to build that. I know what I should have done. I should have done some refurbing. Never mind. It's too late now. Let's get 4 of those built. How much money have I got left? 4 mil. I've got a spare suspension. We'll check out the rest of the spares in a minute. We do desperately need to refurb our wind tunnel. And our suspension sim. I would like an upgrade on that, but I just can't afford it. You know what, we're going to let this degrade a little bit more, I think, before we do that. We can use that money better elsewhere. And we'll readdress in 6 weeks' time when we get our next payment through from the sponsors. So let's address our spare part situation. So we need more side pods. Could do with another chassis, maybe. What are we building right now? Front wings only. So we're going to need more side pods. Let's go with 2 of those. Got a new chassis into development, but I would like to have at least a spare. Let's get that into production. And then we have a spare suspension, we have spare rear wings, we have spare underfloors. We're covered off on everything else. So so that's good. Let's take a look at the weather forecast for Baku. It's going to be a hot and sunny day, potentially. It's certainly going to be sunny. Maybe it'll be hot. Mark Slade goes up by a rating point. He's now a 93 overall. He has turned out to be an excellent hire. Maystas survey. Hamilton is enthusiastic. Isaac is positive. Positivity from Javi. Enthusiasm from Mark. Enthusiasm from Ian. Positivity from Marco and Neil Holdy. As for our rookies, Daniel is positive. The rest of them are all enthusiastic. So, it is going to be warm, not hot. So, tyres will overheat in the dirty air, but should be fine in normal conditions without being... I've just realised, you've missed all of that, haven't you? Sorry. I left the F1 standings display up too long. My bad, guys. My bad. So, yeah, there's our staff survey results. Everyone's still bitching about the car performance, as expected. Ian Gregg's new contract. Strategy prep there. Warm, not expecting rain. You can see it's going to be sunny. Temperatures will be interesting. It's a sprint weekend as well. And we're almost done. This is our current situation here. I've got enough money to get another upgrade underway. Can't do a wing. They're too expensive. They're 1.8. But we can do a side pod. Let's see if we put ours into our first one of these as well. So again, we can potentially make some good progress here. We want to try and improve engine cooling a little bit, but we need to find performance. So we can sacrifice a little bit of gainings there to find it elsewhere. That there will give us a little bit of extra downforce, a little bit of extra speed. We'll do that. There we go. So, one engineer on that. And we now have a side pod, an underfloor, and a chassis. That's a Mark II. And then we've got two Mark III parts on the way to help give us a bit more performance. We've got our first major suspension project underway. Some research there. We are building a couple of more side pods. I might trim that down by one, actually. Check the warehouse. No, not the warehouse. Check the cars. Those side pods are good. Those side pods are good. Let's take one off the build queue. Get a little bit of cash back. Reminder once again, when it comes to refunds like this, if you spend money to start a part and that's the only one that you do, you can cancel it, but you won't get your money back. If you do multiple and it stacks up, you pay the cost all in one go, but it doesn't and you will always lose your money on that first part, but any subsequent parts before they get started, then you will be able to get that refunded. So we got that money back for that second side pod. Likewise, if I were to cancel these wings, the first two are done. I could get one bit of money back, but because we started that third one today, can't get the money back on that one. So we're not going to make any changes there, but just a little reminder on how that works. So think that is it. We need to check in with the board, actually. We didn't do that, did we? The board were delighted with Marina Bay. Fantastic. So we started the season well. We've had 4 delighteds out of 6. 2 disappointed sandwiching in the middle there. We're now 1/3 of the way through the long-term objective. We've got 4 races done out of the 12 that we need. 6 races complete, so only 14 races remaining. So we've got to get points in 8 of those 14. We have 6 spare Grand Prix, effectively. If we want to get the long-term objective done this season, we are on target still for the season objective, still in 5th place, a couple of places above the target of 7th, which was the same as last season's target. Finance is still a bit of an issue. Again, we've been spending a lot of money recently on stuff, but we will be hopefully able to control that a little bit better going forward, as most of our big expenses are starting to get out of the way now. We've done an intense build, or started an intense build now for every part, so any subsequent upgrades will be just normal upgrades. Research will just be the standard cost, so no really expensive development costs anymore. Still need to refurb our suspension sim. We'll no doubt have more refurbishments we'll have to do as the season progresses, but all the really big expenses in terms of development are out of the way for this season now. So now we can start to try and balance the books a little bit better and make sure that we've got a little bit of surplus cash at the end of the year ready for next season. It'd be nice to carry a positive bank balance into the start of the new season rather than starting with debt, even if it is, like it was this year, just about $500,000 or so. So that's it for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. Evening, Philip. You've joined us right as we're finishing. We will be back at the usual time, 8 p.m. here in the UK tomorrow for round 7, our sprint weekend in Baku. Hopefully I will see you there. If you have enjoyed today's stream, a thumbs up would be much appreciated. If you're not yet subscribed, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button as well? And for all the good it seems to be doing with YouTube at the moment, make sure you hit that bell for notifications as well as to when the live stream starts and any video content coming as well. I am probably not going to get any videos out this week, but I will be trying to stockpile some videos for while I'm off recovering from surgery. So there should hopefully be something on the channel next week to cover the fact that there won't be any streams. Until then, though, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.